welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video we're going to look at how to remove the stock exhaust on the Triumph Street Triple 765R. Might be a number of reasons you've got to take it off. So for me, we'll have a little surprise coming up what we're going to fit in the next video. I'm not going to reveal anything, but some people in the winter like to take it off and give it a good clean, and yeah, so I think it'll be a nice tutorial on how to remove the exhaust, what tools you'll need, and we'll just go over it together. Don't forget, for any health and safety gurus out there watching this, only do this job when the bike's cooled down, because you'll get a nasty surprise if you don't. So yeah, let's have a look at the tools we need, and let's get to work and get this exhaust off. And then in the next video we can go over what I'm going to put back on. So the first thing we need to do is remove the belly pan. Now I know that was only probably fitted a couple of weeks ago. I didn't for 1 second think I'd be removing it this quickly, but yep, for this job the belly pan needs to come off. So there's two bolts holding that on, 5mm Allen key sockets required, and a ratchet. We'll unbolt that and then slide that off. Right then, there she is. We'll get this off, and then I think next job after this is to loosen up the front radiator, because obviously that's in the way of the headers. So if we can bring that forward, then I don't need to disconnect any coolant hoses and have to drain the coolant or any rubbish like that. So we don't want to be doing that. We want to make this job as easy as possible, really. Right, to the other side. All right, let's get this one off. Right, and all being well, this should just slide off now. Yep. Beautiful. Right, now let's try and get this radiator loose. I think that's the if we get on this bottom bracket, 8mm socket, that'll allow us to pivot it. And then also I think I'm going to undo it at the top and then let the radiator sit loose, and hopefully that should help us. You know what? That might be enough. Let's try it without undoing the top. Yeah, try it without undoing the top and see how we get on. All I need now is a 12mm socket for the header nuts. So these are the header nuts. Let me try and remove them. I mean, they're probably going to be tight. I'll go for this little ratchet first, but I might have to, yeah, I think we'll have to go to the big, oh, hey, no, bloody hell, that was loose. Sorry for my bliddies. That was loose, man. Makes you wonder how much these bikes get checked over, innit? This ain't done, I've just run it in, so it's only done 1,000 miles. Note on that. We've got it. Don't know how, but we've got it. I might have to remove the radiator when I go to fit it. Maybe I'll remove the radiator now. Alright, let's get the top of this radiator. Doing that one-handed and holding the camera is a work of art. Right, one out. Radiator detached. Probably enough now, we can manipulate it about. Yes, man. One nut off. Now let's try and make the others a bit easier. Yep, we got it. Whew. Right, and see how loose this one is. So I've not touched these at all. So let's do it. Let's do a test, shall we? This is on. I'm definitely going to find out what the torque setting of this is. That's well loose. Right, here we go again. Fun and games again. I have to contort myself. Let's see if that should be finger tight now. And it is. Right, one header to go. I don't know if you can see in there. You don't get a lot of room. Absolutely not. Tight as hell. Right, I'll get that middle one off and then we'll have a look what we got to do next. Right, that's the last one. I'm just going to squeeze it in and get on. I mean, I might be able to do it with one hand, but I doubt it. So that's how easy it is. Right, I need the other hand just to spin it now. See you when it's off. Right, on this red bin of a exhaust, I don't know if you can see. Let me try and position you. There's two 12mm nuts just under the gear selector. So we need to get them out. Hard work holding the camera. See, that's loose as well. Everything's loose on this bike. I'm gonna before spring gets here, I'm gonna have to go around and make sure everything is tightened. Right, let's see if I can get them. They're not the easiest to reach. Ow, ow, ow. My God. Right, so they're out. Right, next job, we need a 17mm spanner, and we're going to remove the two sensors. Like I said, you can trace these wires back, but you know what? I think it's easier to do it this way. There you go. So the only thing now holding this exhaust on is that rear bracket on the end can. So I think we can undo that. Then hopefully she should fall off, unless we missed something. So let's see, shall we? This one. So again, that's a 12. Dead loose. It's really, I'm quite worrying really. At least it's consistent, everything's consistently loose. Beautiful. Put that there. Now I'm going to position myself under the bike. I'm going to try and I'll wriggle around the edges, and then hopefully it'll just fall on me. River. I don't think there's any. Ow, ow, ow. Have it. Well, I will show you when I get back up. One Triumph stock exhaust off. We'll get on the bench and then we'll have a good look at it. So guys, here we have it. The stock exhaust off. I don't know, let me see if why Triumph didn't decide to do like on all the older versions where you could unbolt this back box and put whatever you want on. I mean, now they've just made it awkward, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's off. Next video we'll do, I'm going to remove the stock suspension on the rear, and we're going to fit a RS suspension. So yeah, in a couple of days we'll look at that. And then also, when it comes, you'll get the reveal of what's going on the bike. And it ain't this. awful contraption. And it isn't some exhaust out there, because I have been watching there's a dyno YouTube channel in America where people send him exhausts and stuff, and there's quite a few well-known makes that a lot of people buy for the Triumph. I'm not going to diss any company names, but you actually lose power. So the one I'm putting on, you don't lose power, and I will post that link when I reveal the exhaust. You actually gain a nice little amount, so that's a bonus. Obviously, you have it tuned after you've done it, mucked around with the exhaust, and then you get every pony you want out of it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, I didn't make too much of a hash of that. It wasn't that. It was. I say it's easy. It's not complicated where you've got to think about it. It's just a fiddly, awful job. They are my worst kind. I absolutely hate fiddly jobs. I mean, I lack zero patience, but it was okay. It was a little bit annoying. It wasn't ideal. It was cramped, but it was easy enough. Anyone can do that, yeah. And I think the tools that we used were the 5mm Allen key socket, which was for the belly pan, and then I used a 12mm socket to remove all the header bolts, all of the bolts holding the body of the exhaust, and on the end bolt of the tail can, you need a 12mm spanner just to hold that back nut, and that was it. And then if you're going to be lazy like me and you're not going to find where the connectors are to unclip the sensors, then that's a 17mm spanner to unbolt both of them. I might, in the downtime, I might have a look where they are and see if it's easier to put them on properly rather than like winding the wire. I mean, the wires were wound anyway, so that's how Triumph's done it. So maybe that's right. I mean, I prefer them not to be. So yeah, until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take care.